You all might be familiar with the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise ship. Well, she's getting a sister ship. I'll tell you all about that. Some things to keep in mind when you're deciding how you want to visit a certain destination. We're also going to talk about itinerary changes to do with what's going on in Israel, the war there, along with what would you think if I told you that there is a cruise that you can go on that would take you back to the classroom. So let's go ahead and get started. We have so much to talk about. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell there next to it so that you don't miss any of our updates. Also, if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? Thank you so very much. Let's start at the top with the new sister ship. We've got the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise ship. Well, Costa Cruises has sold one of their ships to the company that owns. It's called Classic Cruise Operator Ltd. That's who owns the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise ship. And they have just named that new ship that they just acquired the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. Now, if you're not familiar, the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise ship does very short, like 2-3 night cruises there out of Palm Beach, the port of Palm Beach there in Florida. Well, the new ship is too large to sail out of Palm Beach, so we don't know yet where that ship is going to be sailing from. But it turns out that those cruises are really actually quite popular, and that cruise line has done really well with those cruises. It's clearly based on Jimmy Buffett's song, and I look forward to hearing about that. I would love to be able to do that sometime when we're in Florida for another cruise. It's kind of far for us to travel just for a 2 or 3 night cruise, but we would love to add it on to a cruise sometime just to see what it's like. So if you have sailed on the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise ship so far, would you let us know? And let us know what you thought about it. So a lot of times we think of all the places that we want to go, but how often do we step back and really look at the destination and think about everything that we expect on the way there, while we are there, and on the way back? So the reason I want to talk to you about that today is because Atlas Cruises, and they have, Atlas is really an amazing cruise line. They are a newer cruise line, but some of the cruises that they do are in Europe, some that you would term more, just your regular kind of cruises, but they also run expedition cruises down to South America and Antarctica. And they have just announced who their expedition team leaders are going to be for their voyages for 2023 and 2024 down to Antarctica. And the important thing that I think about that is, first of all, they will be the expedition team leader. So you have a whole team on board who were in charge of your whole experience while you were on the ship and while you were on land there. That is really different than going, for example, when we went on Princess, it was magnificent. I would do that again in a heartbeat. If you want to get off the ship, and if you want to have a voyage that is even more focused on the places that you're visiting, this is a really good option. Atlas, as well as some of the other expedition cruise lines. The people that they have appointed as their expedition team leaders are people that have a lot of experience, very scientific backgrounds, nature background, everything that goes in to appreciating everything that you're seeing, knowing how to handle everything that's going on. And so I wanted you to think about that. A lot of times I think of where I want to go, and I am really trying to hard to do a better job of thinking about the whole experience. Like I said, when we went on Princess, it was magnificent. We had enrichment lectures every day. There was a gentleman on board who had been a professor. He was retired. He gave really good lectures about history, about all of the things to go with that. We had a naturalist on board that did an excellent job. We had the ice captains on board who were in charge of making sure that we didn't hit any ice. They gave a lecture, absolutely wonderful. So you really just have to choose the itinerary that works best with you and make it fit with your budget and with what you're hoping to see. If an expedition cruise is not in your budget, going on Princess, the other cruise lines that you do your scenic cruising down there in Antarctica is absolutely worth it. And the same with visiting other places. If the cruise line and the exact experience that you want is not in your budget, find something that will work and have a wonderful time and go. Now, Along with that, one of those cruises that, one of the ships that Atlas Voyages is going to have down in Antarctica is one that they have just very recently acquired. And so I thought I would tell you about that. She's called the World Voyages, and she is going to first be deployed down there this season to go to Antarctica and South America. Along with that, I thought I would tell you a couple of other interesting ships that are moving between different owners. One of them is Seabourn. Seabourn is going to have their Seabourn Odyssey is going to next be owned by a company called Mitsui Ocean Cruises, the MOL group. The Costa Firenze, Firenze, so Italian for Florence. That ship is going to go from Costa Cruises over to Carnival Cruise Lines. I had the pleasure of talking to a Let's Go family member the other day who just got off of Carnival's Venezia, the new ship that was Costa's, but it's now Carnival's. She sails out of New York, and she does have more of that Italian feel to it because she was a Costa cruise ship, and she said it was amazing. Absolutely loved the cruise. She loved the food. She loved the whole experience. It was a New England cruise. Loved visiting those ports, but would recommend that ship again. So I want to get on one of those ships that has been an Italian cruise ship. And then the last one, Silver Sea Cruises, is going to, their Silver Explorer is going to become an expedition ship with Explorus Expeditions and Cruises. So a little bit of shuffling of cruise ships around there. Now, there is a cruise line, and they have a ship, and they call it Semester at Sea. So I first came across this wanting to keep you up to date about cruise lines that are canceling and rearranging their itineraries based on the war in Israel. And Semester at Sea is one of those cruise lines that is having to do that. It's a whole semester that you spend. In fact, they departed from Belgium on September 9th, and they are having to rearrange because they were going to go to several ports there in the Mideast, including Jordan, Israel, several places like that, and into India. Because of what is going on there in the Middle East, they are going to reroute and go over to Asia. And first they're going to see like Gibraltar and a few other places before they go down to Cape Town, South Africa, and then go up to Asia. Two things that I wanted to tell you about all this. One, really stands out to me how hard, and it really highlights how hard the cruise lines try and all the links that they go to try to keep all of their passengers safe. And I think that that is really important to note, whether you're in a pandemic, whether you're in a time that a region has a war going on, no matter what it is. They said that they had conversations with U.S. Embassy officials across the Middle East, as well as multiple discussion with their ship management partners and others. And so they have decided that visiting those locations, as well as going through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, they cannot be going to those places right now. And the other thing that I want to tell you that goes with that is what Semester at Sea is, because you know what? It sounds like something I think I would love to try once Gordon's retired. It is for adults who are 30 and older. So it's called Semester at Sea because you have classes. Clearly, you get to meet all the new people on board. You have professors. So you have class time with your professors. They say you eat with your professors so that you can enjoy talking with them. You tackle, what do they call it? You tackle global issues. So clearly, you discuss a lot about what's going on in places. They said that the feeling on the ship, they liken that to a small liberal arts college feeling. And so you learn a lot, you meet all these people, you visit all of these places, and clearly I am sure that part of that is learning about these cultures and getting to immerse yourself in it when you're actually in the locations. So I wanted to put that on your radar. So something to think about and look forward to if you're interested in anything like that. I really think that what the theme of today's video is that there is so much more out there than sometimes we realize. And we really have to take a minute to look for what we're hoping for. And you know what? Sometimes you don't know what you're looking for until you find it. And then you realize that that is what you've been waiting for, is what you've been looking for, and what you're thoroughly going to enjoy. And that applies to a lot of things in life. But as we think of it with travel, There are so many options out there, and I'm going to try to do a better job of bringing you all up to date and letting you know what they are as I come across them. So, and if you have any that you're aware of and would like to share with all of us, please do put it in the comments, because we love to hear about that, and I'll be happy to share it with everyone. So thank you. Thank you very much for being here with us today. I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.